Shalom, me homies. It's Alex with Formidable Felons, bringing you another episode today. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe down below. It really helps build the channel and also helps support our mission in trying to support our girls behind and men behind bars and exposing our local prison systems. Today, I am going to be talking about what it is like being a youthful offender going into prison. You can either be sentenced as a YO, or if you're under the age of 24, you just automatically go as a YO. And that's what happened to me. When I did my first 11 months before, where I never saw my lawyer, and then I did get sentenced, because I pled out. Afterwards, did all of the violation. If you have not seen, it's in my previous story. And when I did violate and go to prison, they finally made me finish out the rest of my term there. I first rode from Palm Beach County all the way to Ocala, Florida in the paddy wagon, as shown here. The paddy wagon, no doors, well, 2 doors, no windows. They give you a sandwich and a drink. If you have people that have been to prison in your dorm, they tell you make sure you wear plenty of pads, do not drink anything, because they will not stop for you. If you have to go, then you have to go. You will go on yourself. They will not pull over for you. They will pull over for themselves and get them McDonald's that you could smell coming through the vents, and they will get gas, but you cannot get out of the car whatsoever. You are handcuffed and shackled. In the morning, they take you on a prison run. It's usually on a Tuesday or Thursday in Palm Beach. They just call you down, and you have a little bit of property that you're allowed to keep 10 pieces of paper. I kept my postcards from my grandpa and my mom, and also you are allowed to bring your Bible, and I think that's it. I have to double check my property receipts. You're not allowed to bring like any basic necessities because they end up giving it to you there. So when you get downstairs, they bring you out of your dorm, take you with other people that are going on the prison shipment run, and they check you all out, handcuff every one of you, shackle you all, and then bring you into the paddy wagon. Paddy wagon goes up there, and when you get to the prison, it is very weird. Looking back at it, it was just different. They bring you to the Florida Women's Reception Center, and that's where I personally went. From there, they do ship you out. I went in with a group of people, a group of women that I was in general population with in Palm Beach, but when I got there and they realized my age, they separated us. You go in immediately, they look at you, they take your name, your information. You're not allowed to talk, you're not allowed to laugh, you're not allowed to do anything. They sit you in a steel cage that'll hold like 60, 70 people, and they call you up name by name, and then they give you your DC number, they give you a uniform, they send you over to change, and from there, there's the prison scenes that you see on TV, where they make you get butt naked, bend over, spread them, and it's weird the first time, but by the time you're into visitations in prison, everything, you're just so used to it. But when you're starting the beginning of your sentence, it does feel very vulnerable, especially if you are a victim of traumatic experiences. And you don't have people kindly telling you what to do, of course, because most of the people that go to prison don't do the time, don't do the crime. Everyone is a criminal, and they're going to be treated as such. It is a punishment place. So they make you wash your hair with this, in a really cold shower, with this really weird astringent type of shampoo. No conditioner of it all, of course, and you can't brush your hair, and they make you put your hair behind your ears and take your pictures. Your initial picture usually looks nothing of how you usually look. So they make you do that, and then they bring you over to the medical side, and that is where I actually got separated. I was told that I was supposed to be in a completely different line, and I wasn't able to talk to anyone that was not in my age group for the considerable length of time after that. So we do the medical, they check you in, and they just make sure, go over your background medical history, get any information from the jail, and just clarify things with you. They send you over to psych, I believe, to mentally clear you. And from there, they just put you in a little dorm. For me, as on the Women's Reception Center, there is a general population unit that the general population can go out and go to the church, go to the library until they get shipped out of where they need to go. The prison library is a law library, by the way. And until they get shipped to where they're going. But if you're a youthful offender, you don't get any of that. You immediately go into confinement. So my first 2 weeks in prison were immediately in confinement by myself. There was a girl that came, I think 4 or 5 days into me staying there, and she left before me, and then I was alone with someone in the cell next to me that was also a youthful offender for like 2 days, and then we both got shipped together to Lowell Correctional Facility across the street. Now, those first few days, I had my Bible, I had my 10 pieces of paper, and I had myself. My mom was able to send me canteen, but for some reason she couldn't figure out where I was or how to put money on. So my first 2 weeks I was smelly, and it was just bad. I was alone and I didn't have anything to write her. I was so worried something happened to her because I hadn't heard from anyone for 14 days and I had just moved 5-6 hours away. So it was tough for me. I cried so hard when I was first able to talk to my mom, because it's not like when you get to prison they finally let you make phone calls. No, you have to have your person approved on a phone call list. It takes 6 months for them you have to wait 6 months in order for them to be approved onto that list. They let you make one call when you get to where you're being shipped to let them know that you're there, if your classification officer is nice. So those first 2 weeks I had nothing. They would give you like a piece of paper and one of those little flexi pens to be able to use. And I did my first tattoo with it. I somehow found a staple in something, and I did my first little prison plur tattoo. I'll put a picture of it. I just did a lot of writing, a lot of Bible study. I read the Bible like it was just a regular book until I fell asleep. It was from being with 60 to 70 people in a dorm to going to being with absolutely nobody, and just being by yourself in a completely new environment was shocking, to say the least. I was so grateful when I was able to be taken over to the youthful offender dorm. And the youthful offender dorm is at Lowell. It's Victor dorm. It's one of, I think, like 3 air-conditioned units. When you're over there, you're not allowed to talk to anyone either. That is of general population. Of course, people do. But they walk you over. They give you your property. They bring you your few items that you are allowed to have as a prisoner: your nightgown, your blues, your undergarments that they give you, just straight granny panties and sports bras. And they give you that. They take you to the dorm. You do not have a lock. They give you a lock once it's off canteen, once you can afford to purchase canteen. So that means you're at liberty to have somebody take your stuff the first 2 weeks you're there until you can get canteen, or if you can't get canteen, then until someone's nice enough to donate you a locker, you can earn one. And that's what attempted to happen to me. Someone tried to rob my stuff while I was going to classification. When you're not in the dorm, you can't do anything. And someone tried to take my stuff. Luckily, the girl that I came in with somehow stopped her. And I was lucky to have all of my things there. A lot of people that doesn't happen to. And a lot of how you present yourself when you come in determines how you will be treated for the rest of your stay in prison, unless you make a significant effort to change that. I was nice. I stay nice the entire time. I would hope that people think that. I only got in one fight. That was with my ex-girlfriend. But it's different than men's prison in that you do not have to really make yourself. It's not like you have to go in there and hit the biggest man there is. That's not how I hit people. You don't have to go in there and hit the biggest man there is and then try to prove yourself. In the youthful offender dorm, it's more like a summer camp. I mean, it's stressful, believe me that, and what you face in there from the officers, the inmates, and just life in general going on without you sucks. But as a youthful offender, I can remember plenty of times that were awesome as well. And so it's different as a YO than it is as someone in general population, but they are at the same risk of sexual abuse. They are at the same risk of emotional and physical abuse, and actually more of the risk of physical abuse because we're more physical training and whatnot for boot camp situations like that. So as a youthful offender and never having experienced confinement before and having to have my 2 weeks of self-reflection, I was greatly able to prepare myself, I feel. And if you ever go to a youthful offender camp, please, if you ever get to prison and your sentence is a YO, especially if you're going to Lowell Correctional Institution, if you're going to a boot camp or a YO camp, practice your push-ups while you're in confinement, while you're waiting to be shipped, because you have 2 weeks to improve your push-ups in order to that they are 90-degree angles, and you go all the way down, your tits touch the ground, and you can rise back up with that. You need to do at least 10 so you can level up, and like weekly, and they need to be good ones. And if you start practicing early, then you can actually be prepared. If not, it takes a little bit longer for you to adjust and train yourself to, you could be a perfectly good inmate with grade A scores, but if you don't meet that physical aspect that they're trying to meet, then they won't let you move up. And that's just how it is there. If you want more youthful offender stories, please let me know. I have plenty about that time there. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. My name is Alex, and from Formidable Felons, please like and subscribe. Shalom, homies, and I hope you guys have a great day.